The other part is, I find that when people pull the slider down all the way down, and they do those drawstrings, and they loosen their chest strap, that's another aspect too, it enhances their landings. And the reason why it enhances your landings has a lot to do with the shape of the wing. So when my chest strap is tight and my slider is up at the top of the risers, it pulls the risers together, right? Which means that the arc of the canopy is kind of like one arc. Like if I put the tops of the risers together, all of them, all four, it would be one perfect arc. Right? Radii of a circle is what your lines are representing. So if I was to then push those apart, I would then move these two independent circles apart, creating a larger projected area, and I have more lift out of the parachute. It's a bigger canopy. And if you think about lift vector, at your center cells, your lift vector pulls straight against your weight. But as you move out towards the wingtips, because of the arc, the lift is going in the wrong direction. It's not directly opposing your weight. So therefore, if you can loosen your chest strap and get your slider down, and there's more to talk about there in terms of the mechanics and the safety stuff, but you can see why we do this. It makes the parachute happier. Your projected area, the shadow on the ground that would be created by your parachute, is larger. Same amount of fabric, but it's a bigger canopy now. It gives you more lift, it gives you better glide, it gives you bigger bailability, so your ability to dig yourself out of a low turn is better. Slow flight characteristics are better. It's less wobbly on the roll axis when you're down low. So many problems go away when people start doing that. You may not be ready today. You may never want to pull your slider down. But at least I'm making a case for why. But you do want to try it on the ground first. So when you pull your slider down, it's going to go over the toggles and beyond. You don't want to unstow your toggles first, pull the tip of the toggle out where it's sticking out, and then try to pull your slider past that. You flare when you pull your slider down. So you have to actually pull the slider down before you unstow the toggles. As you're looking for traffic, as you're steering your canopy with your hips and your rears to avoid other parachutes but also to point in a reasonable direction, so you don't fly your canopy underneath the oncoming free falls, right? So in other words, after you open, you should be flying your canopy perpendicular to the jump run, right? If the aircraft is flying in this direction, when you get open and you're messing with your slider and everything else, you need to fly this way or this way, perpendicular to the jump run. Does everybody know, have you guys been taught that one? Or is that new? It's a good idea, isn't it? Because the meat bombs are coming. Nothing scarier than you're messing with your slider and your chest strap and your booties and it's not all that much fun to be the free fall either, seeing the canopy coming up at you. I made a 7-foot hole in one person's parachute. I'm very lucky to be alive. I'm one of the few that could tell that tale. And it taught me some lessons. Every time I had a Malox moment, it made me a better skydiver. If you're really smart, though, you'll learn from other people's Malox moments. So, you try it on the ground first because you want to get good at the process of pulling your slider down. Right? You want to know that it clears your toggles nicely, that it goes all the way down to the front risers too, that you don't have bumpers that are preventing it from coming down. And you need a manner that allows you to hold the slider down. One of the methods, see I got these little T's on here? So when I pull the slider down, it passes those T's and it keeps it all the way down. Some people will have magnet straps on the reserve flap. If you have a wings rig, it's not capable of having one of those things. But some rigs allow for that. So that magnet strap goes around the slider and then back to itself, works very well. If you're going to use something like that, or Velcro or something, or chewing gum, make sure that whatever you're using to hold your slider down and attach it to your body can be released if you cut away. You shouldn't have to do anything to release it. It should be instant release. Right? So how do you check that? You pull it down, you attach it to the whole thing, and you grab the slider and pull. See if it comes off. Testing.
I've got a new attitude.